Good morning. It's January 22nd, and the passage for today was in Genesis 44, 45. Just something that kind of struck me as funny in there, maybe kind of brief today, but it's funny to me in verse 24 of chapter 45, as Joseph sends his brothers back. He says to them, then he sent his well, it says verse 24, then he sent his brothers away, and as they were leaving, he said to them, don't quarrel on the way. I don't know, I just think that's funny. Remember, Joseph is not the youngest, but the second youngest, and he actually hasn't even seen his brothers for many, many years, and yet he knows that they're prone to quarreling, even though they're grown-ups by this time, and kind of funny that he acts as an authority in their life, almost like a father to them when he says something like, don't quarrel on the way. You'll remember that Joseph had that vision where his brothers bowed down to him, and whether they were the stars or the sheaves of grain, and they were offended by that because he was younger and claiming this authority over them, or showing that God had placed him in a place of authority. But there's something about it here at the end where he's telling them not to quarrel on the way, that he's actually demonstrating his innate authority over them, that because of his character, maybe because of his spiritual maturity, he is placed in a position of authority over them and tells them not to quarrel on the way. Now, certainly, all houses have some quarreling in them. Certainly, between brothers, there's going to be that kind of thing. Um, I know that I've experienced that with my own family, and certainly with you guys as well. That there are times when living in close proximity means that there's going to be some quarreling along the way. I'm sorry about that. Certainly, one of my hopes for you guys is that you wouldn't have a lot of quarreling, or that it wouldn't be serious quarreling, at least. That it might just be minor annoyances, but things that you would get past quickly with one another, especially as you grow up and your relationships with one another change. I don't know what that'll look like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when you're older, have jobs and families of your own, how that will look in your lives. But there will probably come a day when you are past the quarreling, and to a time of friendship in your relationships with one another. You guys have done pretty well with that, I think, really. Certainly there has been quarreling, but I don't think it's been overly um, devastating in any way. All right, just a funny thought for today. See you again tomorrow. Bye.